Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, and there could be a supply shock coming. Now, this is based on some on-chain analytics, article from Cointelegraph, and other articles elsewhere as well. But basically, the on-chain analytics show basically an increase in Bitcoin users. They're onboarding at the fastest rate ever. I think they're onboarding over 20,000 per day. That is pretty incredible. And also, about the price fluctuations, right now it seems like the long-term holders, long-term holding wallets, are actively absorbing whale sales, while short-term holders are selling out. So the long-term holders are absorbing the short-term holders plus some of the whales. Now, my guess is that some of the long-term holders are actually whales, and they're just manipulating the market to shake out some of the short-term holders, I suppose, and increase their assets. I think the amount of long-term holders is increasing as well. Now, this is a lot like the pattern that we saw in late 2020 before the price just exploded. In fact, the same pattern started in the second half of last year as well. Second half of last year, the same price pattern actually happened. And that's actually really when we started to go up. And then after the end of the year, we exploded. So it might be a couple of months. But even last year, we didn't see the massive increase in Bitcoin adoption as we actually have this year. So it is pretty incredible news. This all builds to the point that, you should be a long-term holder right now. And you really shouldn't be a short-term holder. Because Bitcoin looks like it is signaling for a breakout. Yes, the Glassnode has actually seen an onboarding of average of 32,000 users a day for Bitcoin. And not only Bitcoin, Ethereum has seen a surge of user activity as well. So the thing is, right now, the Bitcoin withdrawal transactions has actually hit a 1-year high. So there's a lot more transactions with people withdrawing than coming into exchanges. It's actually a 3-to-1 ratio right now. So the net outflow from exchanges has crossed the 60,000 mark for the first time in a year. And that's from essentially July 2020. And that's really in basically building up to this big explosion at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. And the net inflow to exchanges has fallen below 20,000. So you got 60,000 outflow versus 20,000 inflow, plus the long-term wallets holding more and more. And you're going to get a squeeze in the supply of Bitcoin. Specifically, since the halving last year, the amount coming in has actually been halved. So the thing is, I think the OTC could actually dry up fairly easily soon because there's going to be more held in long-term wallets, and then they're going to have to buy up on the spot exchange. I'm not really sure if the price is going to drop once or twice more. I don't think it'll drop below 30K because it looks like that's the floor where a lot of the long-term buyers are picking up the scraps from the short-term buyers. So right now, if the supply shock does happen, obviously it's going to pump the price of Bitcoin up, just like it did at the end of last year, where the long-term accumulators basically sucked up all the Bitcoin, and when people actually wanted to come in, they actually had to buy spot, so that drove the price way, way up. If it is true like last year, I think we'll go above 100,000. And, at that point, I would definitely take a step back and see hey, are we actually at a maximum? Are we going to go into a bear market? But right now, it doesn't really seem like we're going to drop any further with the long-term holders, which could actually be just other addresses from whales, accumulating from short-term sellers. And I think those short-term sellers are going to be crying in a while once they found out that they have actually been had. So right now, 3 times as many withdrawals from exchanges as deposits. Right now, 32,000 users per day onboarded onto BTC use because of mass adoption is coming. And furthermore, the whales and long-term investors are sucking up Bitcoin from the short-term investors. That is actually posing for a supply shock and a breakout, and that's something we should definitely be made aware of. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.